So today we're going to cover something very near and dear to my heart, something that we've been doing some really great stuff with lately. And we're going to cover 3 secrets to algorithmic trading today. In other words, how to make money trading without making expensive and emotional mistakes. Or, how to make a bunch of money without having to, actually trade. It's basically algorithmic trading. I asked you already, guys, if you're ready to get started. You guys said yes. Perfect. Awesome. Hey, guys. Hey, Baron. How's it going? Okay, so some key points before we start. If you ever lost money in the past, it's probably not your fault. You were trading on emotion and you didn't have data to back you up. This gives you a huge advantage when it comes to trading. A lot of people just trade on emotion or they trade on like some crazy looking graph things. Using data gives you a huge leg up. Second of all, if you've ever been concerned in the past that you can't succeed with trading, I want to, put that to rest. You could definitely do this. I've seen lots of people do this and get very profitable at it and do very well. You just need the right person to explain it to you instead of looking at some crazy YouTube videos about some weird looking trading patterns or something. Um, Number 3, the big hedge funds, they want you to think that this stuff is very difficult. They want you to say that you need a PhD to make your own trading algorithms, that you need to be some super brainiac, whatever. That is absolutely not true. I've seen people do this with very little experience, not being able to code or anything, not even really knowing how to use a computer. I've seen people build this stuff. So there's absolutely not true that you need a PhD to make algorithms. I don't have a PhD, and we've made some very successful algorithms. They have their reasons for saying that kind of stuff. They don't really want you to compete against them, so they make it sound like it's so difficult, but that is just absolutely not true. Number 4, if you ever thought that banks want you to fail, you're probably right. Banks, they don't benefit from your success. They benefit from holding on to your money, controlling your money. Whether you make money with them or not is secondary. The main thing that they care about is holding on to your cash and having it in their walls, right? So if you ever think that banks are not on your side, you're probably right. They're not, that's not what they care about. They're not getting paid to make you money. They're getting paid to hold on to your money. Then number 5, I know you have a dream to make lots of money. Who doesn't, right? And make a big impact. I want to show you today some ways to make that happen. We have some really cool stuff that we're working on lately. I'm going to show you some really, really cool things that we've been doing. I don't have everything in slides right now, but there's a lot of really fantastic things we've been working on recently. But before we jump into that, do you guys want to save some money? Who doesn't, right? If you guys want to save some money, let me know. Because if you stick around to the end, I have a coupon code for you. I'm going to give you that coupon code and you'll be able to save a bunch of money on our plans and accessing all of our stuff. So make sure you stick around to the end and you'll get that coupon code. All right. Okay, so here's our agenda for today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share these slides with you. So I'm going to take this thing here, put it into the chat. There we go. And if you want to follow along with these slides, just click on that link. It will open up in Google Sheets, and you'll be able to follow along with everything that I'm doing here. So if there's like links and things like that, or you want to review things afterwards, you can get it through these slides, right? Now that I've done that, the next step we're going to do is I'm going to get to know you guys, who's on the call. I want, you guys are the stars of the show. Tell me about you, where you're coming from, what you're doing. We'll get to know that. Then I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Then we'll go over the 3 secrets to algo trading. I think you're going to like these. They're going to give you some value, I hope. But also we're going to show off some really cool stuff that we've been doing. And then we're going to talk about some case studies of people that have gone through our entire program. And then we'll talk about the all access plan, which if you guys want to join us and really, get our code, run our algorithms, do the things that we do, the all access plan is the way to do that. All right. Then I also have questions at the very end, but please ask questions throughout. Don't wait until the end. If you have some questions, just ask it. It's better when this is interactive. Sometimes you forget or whatever. If you have a question, just ask it, type it into the chat. Also, feel free to turn on your microphones. That's why we do this live. You can turn your mic so you can go through this stuff. No problem. All right. We do it live for that reason, so you guys can communicate. So if you want to turn your cameras, you want to turn your microphones, we can have a discussion throughout this. All right. Okay, cool. So let's get this kicked off. So first things first, tell me about yourself, guys. Who is here? Can you tell me, please, 3 things And you could type this out into the chat, or you could, again, turn on your microphone if you want to do that. But let me know, what is your occupation? Tell me, do you know how to code? Have you ever programmed a day in your life before? And how much investment experience do you have? Have you been investing for the past month, or have you been investing for the past 20 plus years, kind of thing, you know? Let me know all those things. Type that into the chat, and we'll have that conversation. You know, we can kind of get to know who you are. In the meantime, while you guys are doing that, I'll tell you about myself. Right? Here's my background. So I've been coding for about 25 years. I was one of those kids that was kind of a nerd when I was younger. I learned how to code when I was like 10 or 12 years old. Loved it. Played too many video games, I guess, but got very, very good at it. It's paid off a lot recently. I also have a master's in finance degree. I am educated in this space. I do have a master's degree in finance. I've also worked in the financial industry for quite some time. I have 10 years working in either fintech companies or on Wall Street. I've worked at a lot of like big companies, and we've done some great stuff. For example, one company I worked at was called Greystone. Worked for basically a bunch of billionaires. The guy's father is literally a billionaire. Crazy how much money these people have. It's insane. It was really cool working for them. I helped them build out an app that I think today has done over 50 billion. I want to say probably even closer to $100 billion in mortgages. I was the one that basically headed their technology team. I'm the one that hired a bunch of people, helped design this thing, helped build it. So we built out that app that helps with mortgage financing. Then I also worked at a company called Voyager after that, which is like a cryptocurrency app. It's like a Coinbase type thing. Basically, you can trade crypto. I helped start the company. When I joined, it was nothing. We were basically just a WeWork little thing, little group of people and a dream. Next thing you know, fast forward 5, 6 years, and that company is worth $3 billion on the stock exchange. Definitely made my stock options worth quite a bit. Made me very happy, and a lot of other people very happy. That company blew up afterwards in the wake of FTX. That whole crypto crash kind of took the company out. I wasn't there at the time. I wish I was there because I would have helped. I think I would have helped them make better decisions. But either way, still did very well. My stock options paid off very well. I'm happy about it. I don't really have to worry about money, so things are good. So after that, I worked at those two different companies. Now I work at Lumi Wealth. I'm the CEO. There's a company that we've built. Over the past almost 5 years now, we've been working on this. We're really hitting our stride these days. We're really doing quite a bit of great stuff. I'll show you some of our algorithms that we're building. Really fantastic things, lots of money. We're making one algorithm right now that I think will make probably around 200 to 250% a year. So far, the back tests are showing that. We have some evidence behind that. We're working on another algorithm that I think will make like 400% a year. So some really cool stuff. But anyways, we'll get to that. That's what I'm doing right now, working on Lumi Wealth. And essentially, I manage a bunch of money too. I manage my own money, I manage my family's money, and we've done very well over the years. I should probably show you guys a graph of that. We've done extremely well. I'll tell you this whole story later on. But the truth is, I wasn't always like this. It took a while to get to this. Back in 2008, I blew up my portfolio. All my life savings went to zero in 2008. That was a screw up. It's because I really didn't know how to manage risk well. I was relying on other people for investment advice. I didn't really know what I was doing back then. But we've come a very long way since that point. And I'll kind of tell you my story in a little bit. But first, I'm going to read off Baron. Welcome, Baron. Good to see you again. I think we've seen each other a bunch of times. I'm a security specialist, no programming experience, although very process and task help oriented. Very cool. Investing since 2019, mainly in stocks. Very cool. You've invested through a very interesting time, by the way. The past few years have been very interesting, to say the least, in the stock market. So it's cool. So welcome, Baron. Thank you. Ed says he's in investment management. Is that what the first question was? It was your occupation. Very cool. Your investment management. You are in the right place, Ed. It's fantastic. I'd love to show you some of our stuff that we're doing. I think you'll find this very interesting. You also have programming experience, C Sharp, JavaScript, HTML5, CSS, and 20 years of investment experience. That's fantastic. Ed, you are in the right spot. We need to talk. I feel like you're going to love what we're doing. Welcome, Ed. That's really great to know. And then Brian says, CEO of a small company. Welcome. Awesome. Very cool. I know what that feels like. I hope you're not stressing out too much. I know how much work it is. Some scripting and light coding experience from past tech career. Very cool. Actively investing for 3 years. Active day trading 7 months. Very cool. Awesome, Brian. You also sound like you're very much in the right spot. I think you're gonna love what we're working on. So I'm gonna show off some of that stuff very soon. All right. So let's jump into it. All right. So do you guys want to hear secrets, the 3 secrets? All right. Okay. So secret number 1, you guys seem to be fairly well versed in investment management here, which is fantastic. You guys have the right background, a lot of you guys here. But secret number 1, if you have never done it before, this is something you really need to get into, is doing back testing. If you guys are not back testing your strategies, if you're not back testing what you're investing in, you're missing out on a huge, huge opportunity. So let me tell you my story and let me tell you why this is such an important thing. And I could even show you a little bit about how we can do this sort of stuff, right? But here's my story and why backtesting is so important, right? For those of you that don't know what backtesting is essentially simulating your trading over the past couple of years, right? Let's say you have a strategy in mind that you like buy the dip or whatever, like everyone has different trading strategies. What would have happened if you did that over the past 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, right? That is very important because it's going to give you insights into the future. It's the closest thing that we have to a crystal ball, right? So let me tell you my story. So I already told you 2008, I blew up my investment portfolio. This was not a fun time in my life. All the money I had saved up, which at the time was around 30K, not crazy amount of money, but when you're like 18, 20 years old, that felt like a lot. I lost my life savings. I blew it up. I felt terrible. This is who likes blowing up an account? Not a good time. I feel like all the good investment managers have done it at least once in their careers, or at least have had something like that. I know Ray Dalio, for example, was talking about how he blew up his portfolio. It sucks, not fun, but it does motivate you a lot. So for me, it motivated me like crazy to go learn and get better at this stuff. And what I did specifically, it was a great timing, it was around 2008, and the financial crisis just happened. That's what screwed me over. But it was a perfect time though, because I'd finished my undergrad. I'm like, instead of going to work in the middle of the worst economy that we had in our lifetime, I said, you know what, screw it. Why don't I go to grad school and learn about how to manage money? So I applied to a Master of Finance program at a company, I guess a company too, a school called Schulich. If you guys have never heard of it, it's because it's a Canadian school. My education cost me maybe $20,000, $30,000 to go through. I got accepted to a bunch of Ivy Leagues like Carnegie Mellon and a few others right after I wrote my GMAT, immediately got accepted. But I looked at the bill. Carnegie Mellon was $250,000 and Schulich was 20,000, and they were going to give me a scholarship. So I chose to go to school. Schulich is a very, very good school. If you've never heard of it, it's kind of like an Ivy League school in Canada. Really learned a lot. They like to torture us too. It was insane. I didn't sleep very much during that time period, but definitely learned a lot. And what I learned just like blew my mind. It was crazy. Like I finally got to meet these people that were like managing hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. They really knew what they were talking about. These are people that really taught me the ropes. I learned how to actually do this stuff, right? When I was a kid, I was like investing. I thought I knew what I was doing. Then I went through this grad school and I was like, wow, okay, I was an idiot back then. You learn a lot about, how to value a company, how to manage your risk. They taught me all sorts of really, really cool stuff. Very, very helpful. And really specifically, this program was very focused on like math and risk management, right? Which is super important in investing. If you guys have been investing for a while, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know risk management, good luck. I'll see you when your fund blows up, right? But they taught me how to do this stuff, and they really taught me the ropes and how to go through this stuff. Econometrics was an amazing class, for example. Learned about some really, really cool things. And when I was in school, Not only was I going, like a lot of people go to school just to like get a job afterwards. I didn't do that. I went to school because I want to learn. I really want to learn how to manage money specifically. So when I was going through school, not only did I learn what they're teaching us and go through the courses, but I spent a significant amount of my own time figuring out what the hell I did wrong in 2008. You know, what happened? How could I have changed that? Right. So what I started doing is I built out this giant Excel spreadsheet and basically said, well, if I took $10,000 and if I put it in at this point in time, what would have happened, right? Because you look at the price of S&P and you can kind of say your $10,000 would have gone up here, went down here, went up here. And you could actually like go backwards in time and say, well, if I had done different decisions, how would things have worked out? Right. And I tried all these different scenarios. And after going through that, it became like really, really obvious why I lost all this money. I was just over leveraged. I wasn't managing my risk very well. I was very concentrated in bank stocks at the time. And if I had done it again, it would, going through this back testing period, because that's what it was, getting a giant Excel spreadsheet, going through what would have happened at $10,000 over a period of time, you start to learn like, holy crap, if I had done something different, I would have had a very different result, right? So after going through all that, I learned about how to do this stuff. I back tested everything like crazy, and said, you know what? I had the wrong approach. I changed that up. I modified my approach based off of that data that I went through and got significantly different results going forward the next decade. Okay. So this was maybe around 2010 that I did this. Figured out, what are the appropriate ways to do this stuff? Where should I be putting my money? Should I be taking margin? This and that. I learned about all these different things. And when I applied it, things worked out very, very well. So some things that happened, for example, is around that time period, it's kind of a sad point, right, in my life. As my father passed away, he used to always manage my family's finances. So when he passed away, it was up to me to manage this money. My family looked at me and said, well, you're the guy that has a master's degree in this. Why don't you run this? So I started managing my family's money. I think at the time I was given around $200,000. Today, that is worth well over, I think it's 1.6 million last time I checked that investment portfolio. We also took a bunch of money, put it into real estate. We got some very good properties, made probably a $500,000, if not more, off of that. In general, just worked out very, very well in terms of our investments over the past decade or so with my family. We made quite a bit of money. Also, I invest my own money. We've done quite well. My wife's money I manage as well. I think I made my wife more money in the past 4 years than she made her entire life saving up, which is pretty cool. So yeah, things are going really well. And really, I can attribute that back to back testing, right? Why did all these good things happen in my life? Well, it's because 2008 screwed me over and I learned how to back test stuff and I learned how to manage my risk properly. And the back testing was the main thing I would say that has changed my life for the better. So if you guys are not doing back testing, I'd very strongly recommend that you guys do that. It changed my life. It took me from, blowing up my account all the way to making multiple millions of dollars, investing my family's money, my money, helping my friends out, all that kind of thing. It's really because of the back testing and I was able to go through that and simulate my trading over time. All these things that people tell me, there's all these different advice you get from people, right? It's like, oh, you should buy the dip, or you should, trade Bollinger Bands, or you should, whatever, right? Like people tell you all sorts of different things. Back testing is the only thing that you really should trust because at the end of the day, this is hard data and it's actually going to tell you what happened in the past. And that's going to give you a very strong indication of what's going to happen in the future. It's not guaranteed. If you back test something over the past 10 years, it's not guaranteed to make you a bunch of money, but it's the best thing that I know of to give you a crystal ball. And it's worked very well for me. And if you guys aren't doing it, I strongly suggest that you guys do it too. Right? So secret number one, back testing. Um, and I guess a book to help you out with that as well. If you guys have never read this book, I'd strongly recommend you read this. I'm going to put this into chat. Fantastic book. It's a book called The Man Who Solved the Market. And it is about Jim Simmons, Jim Simmons, who is, I think, arguably the best hedge fund manager in all of history. To be honest with you, if you look at his track record, he is probably the best hedge fund manager that has ever lived. Uh, Jim Simmons, he used to be a mathematician. He's a math professor. And he said, well, computers are coming out. Can I take mathematics and computers and use that to make money investing? So he started a hedge fund, I think back in the 80s. Started this thing up. It took them, I think, a year, 2 years, 3 years before they like figured out how to start making money. But once they figured out how to make money with computers, it was insane. You got to read this book. It's crazy the types of things that they are able to do. There's literally people in this, like there's some people that are part of the hedge fund. They're making so much money. They bought houses. They forgot they even existed. There's one story. He bought a house in this place and it was in some illegal property. So he got a notice from the government saying you need to remove your house because it's built in an illegal area somewhere in the US, I forget where. But he got this notification from the government. And he's like, "What the hell? I have a house there." He's like paid $20 million for a house and like forgot about it. Like that's how much money these guys are making. If you look up Jim Simmons, he's on the Forbes list. I think he's number 40 on the Forbes list right now. Last time I checked, 45, 44 number, like one of the richest people on earth that's ever lived is this guy, Jim Simmons. Really interesting. Again, they're like a quant hedge fund. If you want to learn about like the why back testing is so important and why doing this mathematical stuff is so important, read this book. I guarantee you it will inspire you to do some very cool stuff. It definitely inspired me. We've built a great company out of it, and we're kind of just following in his footsteps. This is the guy that started it all. So if you haven't read this book yet, definitely check it out. The Manual to Solve the Market, about Jim Simmons. Honestly, genius, investment genius. I think you guys will get a lot out of it. Right? Okay, cool. So secret one, that's back testing. Again, if you're not doing it, definitely start doing some back testing. There's some tools they could use. If you join our classes, we'll teach you how to use Python to do that. We actually can do that for you. We do a lot of coding for you as well if you don't want to do the coding part. And I think you'll get a very different future by looking into the past. Okay, cool. So that's secret one. Secret number two. Okay, this is another great secret. Is use existing code and collaborate with people. A lot of people that get into algo trading and they think that they can do everything on their own, and then they get hit with reality. Right? It is not easy to do. It takes a lot of time and effort to do this stuff. However, you do not have to do this yourself. We have done a lot of this stuff for you. We have a great group of people they can learn from. We have a lot of code they can use. There's no reason for you to do this stuff on your own. Take what we have. We can do that for you, right? Or in general, just use existing code and collaborate with people. Okay. So let me tell you a little story about one of our clients, one of our customers. His name is Worth. This guy's awesome. Love this dude. We built a very good relationship over the years, over the months. I mean, he hasn't been around for that long. But essentially, this guy joined our company something like 5, 6 months ago, and he had a bunch of different strategies, right? He's trading this stuff himself. He had a couple different things. He's trading, making money this way, making money that way, and he's a fairly successful trader, right? I don't know if you guys are in the same boat. I don't know what kind of success you guys have had, but Worth has been, he's one of the better traders. He's definitely made some money. And he had a few strategies that he was doing again, right? Now, one of those strategies was this strategy where you trade the UVXY. And if you don't know what that is, it's this ticker symbol right here, UVXY. And when you look at it, it basically goes straight down. Look at that, straight down. So you might ask me, why the hell would you want to invest in this? Well, what he does is he has a strategy where he shorts this. In other words, he's making money on it going down. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but this thing goes basically straight down in a, what do you call that? Asymptote or whatever you call that, right? Basically, it's crazy, right? This thing was at 17, was that $billion per share back in 2011, and now it's down to $7. Well, for something that falls that quickly and that much, you'd think, you could actually make quite a bit of money shorting it. So I thought this was an interesting idea. We have this Tuesday class where we constantly are building new algorithms. We're working on 2 new algorithms right now. They're very cool too. They're like making 200%, 400% a year, like crazy, freaking amazing algorithms. But this is one that he brought up. And I'm like, okay, well, let's give it a shot. What we do every Tuesday is we build these algorithms from scratch. So he showed up to this class and said, I have this idea. And he talked about it. And then I said, okay. And I built it during the class, right? In the span of 2, 3 hours. Okay. This is what we do literally every week. We do this every single week. Someone brings up their own idea and we'll build it during the class. And this is one of those days, right? So we built out this algorithm, right? And when we built it out, I was a little skeptical at first, but when we built it out, and we back tested it, I was like, holy shit, this thing is amazing, right? It was something like 70% a year. I'll show you it in a second, actually. Something like 70% a year without crazy drawdowns. It was actually pretty good in terms of risk. I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. Very good strategy. So we built out that strategy during class. He was able to take that strategy in code and run it himself now. Stuff that he used to do manually, he's now able to automate it, right? So now he has an automatic thing doing this, right? And last I heard, he's been making some very good money doing this. Yeah. And we've also built this code that other people can use. So it's not just about him being able to do this, right? He's not a coder. He doesn't know how to code. I coded it for him. He had the idea. I coded it for him. We do that every Tuesday. He was able to take that code, run it. Now he doesn't have to trade anymore that strategy. It does it for him automatically, right? But then also other people in the class are able to use it too. So if they want to get, if you want to get this, by the way, if you wanted this strategy, you can literally take the strategy and run this tonight if you want to do that. Okay. So we built this stuff out. We made some good money, right? But really the point is, it's not just that he got this great algorithm, but everyone really benefited from this, right? We all learned about a new strategy that works, myself and everyone else in the class. We all got code that we can use. Now you can actually take this code and run it. If you were to join, you could actually take this code and run it yourself. And now you have access to this strategy, right? This is the power of collaboration. This is the power of us being able to work together as a team, share strategies, build things, and actually get really, really good results out of it, right? So that's worth, he's been running a strategy. We've built the stuff together. Let me show you some of the things that we've done over the years, right? Here's a couple of strategies that we built out. Here's his strategy. This is the UVXY trading bot. When we back tested it, this is what I mean by it's crazy. This thing makes like 72% a year. If you had invested in 2021, January 1st, and held on to the strategy, let this thing trade for you. Meaning you sit there, you do nothing, you run the strategy, and it does it for you. If you had done that over the past, 4 years, 21, 22, 23, 3 years, actually, not even 4 years, 3 years, right? If you had done this, you would have made 700% on your money. Meaning you put in 100K, you would have gotten back 800K. You'd be almost a millionaire off of this strategy. That's how powerful this thing is. So if you took this strategy, and again, you can get this code and run it yourself, this is what would have happened over the years. Okay, fantastic. It is a bit, so to talk about this thing a little bit, the stock market over the same time period only did 20%. This thing did 708% over that same time period. Okay, the stock market barely moved, but this thing shot up like crazy. Okay. The max drawdown on the stock market is a little less, so it is a little bit riskier than the stock market, this particular algorithm, but definitely sounds like a very interesting thing to use, right? So that's one strategy we've built, but we've built a bunch of other ones, right? Every Tuesday, we're building brand new, freaking amazing strategies, and we keep getting better at this. Here's another strategy we built. This one was kind of a fun one to build because we talked about how banks have these products they can buy from a bank where you can participate in the value of the stock market going up. And if the stock market goes up, you'll get like, it's I think a market linked GIC is what they call it. If the stock market goes up, you make money. If the stock market falls, you still get income, right? So it's like pretty safe thing, but you never really make that much money off it. So we kind of said, what if we took that and we built it ourselves, but also made it a little bit riskier so we could make more money? And that's what we came up with here, right? So basically this strategy is a strategy that what it does is it buys a call option every single month, rolls it over every single month, and puts the remainder of the money into like a fixed income thing, right? Like pays you a dividend every month kind of thing, right? So in this case, we're putting 6% of our money into a call option that expires in a month and rolling it every single month. and we take the other 94% and we put it into an income producing ETF, which specifically is USFR, US floating rates. It pays like 5% dividend per year, right? It's very safe, very stable, but the other 6% is going into this call option and doing these crazy things. So this seems to me like a pretty easy way to beat the stock market, right? If you had done this historically speaking, you would have invested in 2020 January, and this is what it would look like. The blue is the graph that we're looking at. This is our strategy. The yellow is what happened to S&P 500. Now notice here that first of all, this thing is beating the S&P 500 by a good amount. Specifically, it did 134% over 4 years, whereas the stock market only did 77% at 4 years. So it beat the market by about double, did about twice as good as the market. But also when you look at it, you can see that it's not that crazy, right? Like the stock market dropped here in 2020. It didn't get hit that hard during that time period. It did go through the bear market, but it did about the same. It only really dropped about the same as the stock market, right? So the stock market risk was about the same as this strategy's risk, but this strategy did a heck of a lot better because it was able to prevent things like 2020. It had a little bit of leverage behind it and just generally outperformed the stock market by 2 times, right? 134% versus 77%. And again, the max drawdown was about the same as the stock market, 38 versus 34. This to me seems like a pretty simple way to beat the stock market, right? It makes sense if you think about it. You're using options, so you're getting a little bit of leverage, but you're also only putting 6% of your portfolio at risk. So if something were to blow up, let's say, 1987, they had a stock market crash where it dropped like 10 or 20% in a day. If you had owned this strategy instead, you would have only lost 6% because that's all you had at risk, right? So you would be making more money while having a lower probability of losing that money, right? Makes sense. Okay. So that's one strategy. You could, again, you could take, if you join our classes, you could take this code and run this yourself. But we also experimented with it a little bit more. The advantage of having an algorithm and backtesting stuff is that you can tweak it, right? You don't have to say, okay, well, what about this? What about this? You can like change it and see what happens, right? So here was 6%. We tried it also with 8%. We got a much better number, right? Wow, if you had put 8% of your money in over the past 4 years, you would have made 429% over 4 years. That is fantastic, right? Whatever you guys are investing, if you had that much more money, I think it would make a big difference in your life, especially if you think about this is only 4 years. What about 40, right? So huge difference, right? It did have a higher drawdown, which makes sense because more leverage, but you can tweak it, right? We were able to tweak it. What if 6%? What if 8%? We even have one running right now that's 10%. I think it made me something like 10% in a week. It was crazy. Does very, very well, right? So that's another strategy. Again, if you join us, you can get access to this code. You can run this yourself. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You could use this stuff that we've built, take our code and run it, right? And this is one of those things that you run. Here's another one. Here's our Congress trading strategy. It's another one that we built, again, during our Tuesday classes. We're constantly innovating brand new stuff. Very, very cool. If you want to find a place that has the most innovative investment strategies in the world right now, I think that's probably our Tuesday class, to be quite honest with you, because we're building some really cool stuff. We have amazing people in there. And this is one of the things that we came up with, again, was our Congress trading strategy, where what this does is it copies people like Nancy Pelosi and Mitt Romney and all these other people that are making tons of money in Congress trading. And you can actually see what they're trading, right? If you go to like something like this, like capitaltrades.com, you can actually see what these Congress members are trading, right? So latest trades here, okay? Here is someone named Thomas Keene Jr. He is a Republican in New Jersey. He just bought Becton Dickinson and Co. What the hell is that company? I'm willing to bet this company is going to do very well. Why do I think that? Well, this is a congressman who's investing in this. He has information that you and I do not have. Okay, he's in the Congress and he's actually hearing from all these different companies. He probably has some sort of insider information about this. This is a small company. Why is he buying this? He probably knows something you don't, right? Now, there's 2 advantages to Congress members. Is A, they're basically insiders, right? They're the ultimate insiders because they know what all these people are doing, right? At a bunch of different companies, not just one. So they're like one of the ultimate insiders. But then also they control the law. So if he wanted to, he could pass a law that makes this company better off. He could not only does he know things that we don't know, and this maybe this company is going to do something amazing over the next little bit, and he heard about it and he wants to buy it. He's allowed to, as long as he declares it here. But he might also be passing a law right now that's going to make this company a lot more money. Amazing, no? Why don't we copy these people? Okay. Well, that's exactly what we do with our strategy. Yeah. We can follow people like Nancy Pelosi. We can follow the best Congress members. In particular, this specific strategy, and we can modify this, by the way, we've done a bunch of different things around this. What we do is we follow what companies are people buying. We take a tally, right? We'll say, okay, over the past 45 days, what companies were purchased? Well, this company is purchased, this company is purchased, Pernod, Richard, right? And you could basically tally it up and you could say, okay, well, this many people bought Google, this many people bought Microsoft, this many, probably a bunch of different companies, right? And whenever a company has more than 4 hits on it, meaning four or more Congress members bought that stock, then we're going to do it too. Okay, that's what this strategy does. When we back tested that, we did really, really well. Yeah. Check this out. This isn't purely stocks. There's not leveraged. There's not buying options. There's not trading on margin. Purely buying stocks. This is how it performed. It's insane. The entire stock market dropped. Here in the yellow is the stock market. Here in the blue is our strategy. The stock market dropped. Our strategy went up. How the hell did that even happen if you think about it, right? It's a bear market and we're still making money going through the strategy. That's what we got here. So this is our Congress trading strategy. It did quite well over this time period. It was something like 2 years, maybe a little longer than 2 years. So we back tested this, doubled this money over that time period. At the same time, the stock market only did about 10%. 100% versus 10%. Not leveraged, not doing anything. And what's crazy is this thing even had a lower risk than the stock market, and it did 10 times the returns. That makes sense. If you think about it, we're copying Congress members, we're copying insiders, and we're able to use their strategies, right? So that's what this strategy does. Again, if you joined our courses, you can actually take this code and run this yourself if you want to. You can do that tonight. Okay. Brian says, I have to head out, be in touch. Thanks, Robert. Thank you, Brian. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So that's our Congress trading bot. Fantastic bot. Right. Notice here that we have a lot of these really good ones, right? We have one here that's making like 700% over 3 years. We have another one here that made 134 or 400% over the past 4 years. We have another one here that made double your money over the past 2 years. That's crazy. We have a lot of these different strategies that we're constantly innovating them. We're building newer ones and newer ones. The ones that we're building these days is flipping insane. I don't have anything to show you guys today yet, but if you guys join, maybe in like the next 2 weeks, I could actually show you these things running and making money because they're freaking crazy. But the point is that we're constantly innovating these new strategies, and you can get this code and you can run this yourself. You do not need to do this manually. You do not need to reinvent the wheel. You can take what we have, run it, and start, earning some cash off of this, right? This is our Congress Trading bot. Here's another one, our option straddle bot. This one basically sells a put and a call and invests over that time period. This made 245% over this back testing period over about 4 years, right? A little bit higher drawdown, but still does quite well. Pretty good strategy too. Here's another one. Here's one that we're working on. This one gets me probably the most excited out of all of them. In this situation, I show you a back test here. This is a specific configuration. We can actually change this thing. You can configure it to buy more options, and there's all these different things, different levers they can pull. Here's one configuration of it. What it does is it buys an iron condor every day, right? So if today you're running this strategy, what it would do, it would go into your account and put on an iron condor on the SPY, which means it's selling a call and a put, and then it's buying a call and a put outside of that, right? So it's a condor, okay? And this kind of strategy is an income producing strategy. So every time you put it on, you make money instead of spend money, okay? It does require some margin to do this, but it is profitable immediately when you put it on. And then you basically want to hold on to it and wait for it to expire so that you actually keep that cash. If it falls outside of this little window, whenever you do an iron condor, you end up losing money, but it's a defined loss model, meaning if you lose, you know how much you're going to lose. It's not like the stock market or something where it could drop 50% in a week or something. This is a defined loss. You can only lose a specific amount no matter what happens, right? So it does this basically every single day. It produces income every single day, right? And you could modify this, right? You can modify this thing to use different deltas for the put and the call. You can modify this thing so if it loses, it takes a break. You can modify this thing to do all sorts of different stuff. This one in particular uses a martingale strategy. So if you lose, you double down your money. If you win, you go back to the same thing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with casino games. A lot of people do this in a casino. It's probably the best thing to do when you play roulette is do a martingale strategy. I've done it a bunch of times. I don't gamble much. That's kind of what we do for a living. So I don't feel the need to go to a casino. But whenever I do, I follow martingale strategy for roulette, and I win almost every single time. Right? We do the same thing here with iron condors. This thing made about 62% a year over this time period, over 4 years. If you think that sounds crazy, then we actually have another configuration of this that makes something like 200 to 250% a year. That is not just a back test. That is something that our clients are doing that actually have been making that kind of money. And I've heard of a bunch of other people. I was on the phone with a company yesterday, does the same thing. They charge $4,000 to do their program, and they basically just teach you how to do this. One of our strategies. They charge $4,000 for one of our strategies. This thing is making their clients 200 to 250% a year. Our clients are seeing the exact same thing, and it's only one of the things that we do. Yeah. This thing is a fantastic strategy. Again, if you join our program, you can actually take this code and start running this yourself today. Here, you go into this here, GitHub. We give you access when you sign up. Here is the Condor Martingale strategy. You go into here, here's the code. There's a button here that you push, run on Replit. I'll click that here. When I click that, all I have to do is put in my Trader access token and my account number from my broker, and I hit run. And now I have this strategy running. That's it. Literally that simple to run this thing. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a PhD in machine learning or some other crazy thing like that. You literally go into here, you put in your secrets, your API key, right? Here, I'll put in my access token. I'll take this, I'll sign it to my broker, get my access token, whatever it is, add secret, take another one. I'm going to copy over my account number, put into here, and whatever my account number is at the broker, I'll copy that over, add secret, and then I hit run, and that's it. And now the strategy is running for you. Finished. You have now copied our strategy, this martingale strategy that has a configuration in this specific case that's making 62% a year. Historically speaking, that's what it's done. Our clients are making money doing this kind of stuff right now. That's literally all it takes to run this thing. Why are you trying to build this on your own? Why are you trying to figure out strategies on your own when we have a class that does this literally every week? We're inventing things like this every single week. And not only that, you don't even have to do it yourself. This program I was talking to yesterday, again, $4,000 to learn how to do this strategy, and you have to do it manually. You have to be around every single day at 3 p.m., put it in the trade, listen to what they're doing. They give trading signals, whatever. You run this code and you walk away and you go to the beach. That's what you do. Okay. We have all these strategies. This is what we've been building over the past couple of years. We have lots of code for this stuff. As I showed you here, we have a lot of different things. This is our library of strategies. This is a small fraction of what we have. I'm adding in more here. But here you can see 9 different strategies. You can literally take these strategies and run them. The Congress one that's telling you about. Here's the Congress one, right? I'm showing you a couple other ones. That rolling call option one, right? It's right here. Options, rolling calls. You go into here, you click a button and you run it, and that's it. It's really that simple. It's really not that difficult. You don't have to be a coder. You don't have to be great at any of this stuff. All you have to do is get access and run this stuff. All right. Okay, cool. So that's secret number 2. Use existing code and collaborate with people. You do not need to do this stuff from scratch. take what we have, work with our group of people, join us on Tuesdays, help us innovate this stuff. Or even if you don't want to join us on Tuesdays, just take the code that we have and run it. This will definitely have a very big impact on your life. I guarantee you that. Okay, cool. So that's secret number 2. Secret number 3 is use AI tools. This should not be surprising to anyone. AI is taking over the world these days. Investing is no different. Yeah, use AI tools for whatever you do. Yeah, let me tell you a little story here. Here's one of the people that was part of our classes. She's still part of our classes. She comes around here and there. But her name is Latoya. She joined us something like a year ago. When she joined us, she didn't know how to code at all. She was not a coder. She's a pharmacist. Okay, she doesn't code for a living. Okay, but when she joined us, she really wanted to learn how to build these algorithms herself. If you want to join, you don't have to code. You could just take what we have, push that button, and run it. But if you join us, you could also learn how to code. You could also learn how to make these things yourself. Okay, and she joined with that intention in mind to learn how to code and how to build this stuff. So when she joined with zero coding experience, she went through our classes. We taught her how to use ChatGPT. We taught her how to use GitHub Copilot. There are details to this stuff, right? It's not just straight off. There are a lot of things they could do. There's a lot of different tools they could use too. We taught her how to use those tools. And after going through these classes, she made like the craziest bot I've ever seen. Right? It's like, this is a person that never knew how to code. She joined us with zero coding experience. And a month later, I got on a call with her and she's showing me something with like 1,000 lines of code. And it's this crazy bot. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how did you build this? And she's like, AI tools. This is how she learned how to do this. She did not even have to learn how to code. She learned the basics, but the AI tools were able to do a lot of it for her. She really learned more about how to interact with the AI rather than learning, all the sophisticated Python stuff. Yeah. That's what she got out of this. AI made a very big difference for her. Now, this bot, last time I heard, has been making her money, doing well for her. Basically, it's a bot that what it does, it goes on Discord and it copies people on Discord, right? So there's all these different like traders on Discord that'll tell you, buy this stock here, buy this option here, whatever. She built a bot that basically copies them. And when she did that, not only was she able to, now copy what they're doing. So if they said buy this option, she could automatically do it. She doesn't have to be in front of her computer all day doing that kind of stuff. But also she was able to figure out which ones are BS and which ones are good, right? Because when you have all their trades and you can save it up, you can actually say, hey, was this guy right or not? Right? And you can go through all of them. She was able to do that with her technology, right? So she built this really cool thing out. This is a person never knew how to code, built this really incredible bot. I saw her thing the other day. I got on a call with her like maybe 2 weeks ago. She now has an interface around it. It like looks all fancy. It's got graphs and stuff. It's crazy what she's been able to build. Again, not a coder. She learned how to code within like a month and used AI tools to be able to do all this advanced stuff. Very, very cool, right? Now, not only did she build a fantastic bot after going through what we did, going through our courses, but she also got a new job. Because she put on a resume that she knew how to code Python, she was able to get an office job, which I think, I want to say it like doubled her salary. It was a significant increase in her pay rate and it allowed her to work in an office for a lot more relaxing kind of job rather than being a pharmacist, which I'm sure she was, a lot of work involved in that. So she got paid more, she got a better job, and she built an amazing bot going through all this stuff. Fantastic, wins all around. Okay, that's because she went through our courses, she learned how to use AI, and she learned how to code using AI. Fantastic. Okay, so be like Latoya. Right, Latoya is doing some fantastic stuff. Or you don't even have to be like Latoya. You don't even have to code to use a lot of our stuff. But if you want to do some like really cool stuff, AI is what's going to get you there really quickly. Here's some tips, right? If you're going to use AI for coding, here's a couple tips. So we've been using this stuff a lot. Number one, use existing code. Start with existing code. Don't tell it to build stuff from scratch. If you go to ChatGPT and you say something along the lines of build me a trading bot that does XYZ, and you're going to put that into ChatGPT, you're going to get back some nonsense. It's not going to work very well. I've had a lot of people try that. It doesn't work. Maybe for something very, very straightforward, but nothing that's anywhere near substantial. What you can do instead is instead of telling it to do something from scratch, take an existing algorithm. Like, for example, you could take one of ours that we have here already, right? Some of the ones I showed you. take that, feed it into ChatGPT, and tell it to modify it. You'll get much, much better results, because it will know how the stuff works. It will have the framework already, and modifying is significantly easier than building from scratch. So if you are going to use ChatGPT to build algorithms for you, use a template or use something that exists already and give it to it, and you're going to get much better results out of that. If you gave it this algorithm, for example, you could take this code, like I said, it's not the exact code, but whatever, you'll take this code, here it is, you'll take this file, send it to ChatGPT, and you can tell it, can you fix this for me and make it do X, Y, Z? It will do a very good job at that. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, if you don't know what the code does, you can get it to explain it to you, right? So say you take the same strategy, you could give it to ChatGPT. You could also ask it, what does this do? It's very good at that. It will describe to you exactly what the algorithm does in detail, right? You could say, okay, what are the steps it's taking? You could really get into it. It's like it's almost like reading a book. It will like tell you all of what it's doing. You could ask it, we'll do this, we'll do that. It's very, very good at that. And you can also tell it to write code comments inside of your code, which makes the code readable like a book, like reading English. So you don't have to know coding. You don't have to know Python. You could tell it to put in code comments and you could just read what it does. And if you have any idea of around what logic is and how, flows of information work, you can actually fully understand all these algorithms in detail without knowing how to code. You can do that using ChatGPT by going to it, telling it to explain the code to you, and telling it to put in code comments. I think you get a lot of value out of that. Okay. Number three, if you are a coder or if you want to code, make sure you're using GitHub Copilot. If you're not using this thing, you are being left in the dust. This thing has changed my life in very dramatic ways. I've been coding for 25 years. This thing, when I use this thing, I don't really code anymore. I write a comment, which is plain English, and then it writes the code for me. And then I'll write another comment, and then it writes the code for me. And then I'll write another comment and it writes the code for me. I don't code anymore. I talk to AI these days. I've been coding for 25 years. I bet you put me into a room with the best coder you know of, I can stand up against them, and we'll have some very, very good trade-off in terms of how quickly we can build things and how sophisticated we can make something. I'm a very good coder. These days, I don't code anymore. I don't need to. I can talk to the AI and it will build it for me. GitHub Copilot can change your life if you're a developer. Really, really, really powerful stuff. I personally feel like I could do the job of an entire team. Back in the day, I would hire a bunch of software engineers and I'd get them to work on a project. These days, I don't even need to do that. I will go to ChatGPT, I'll use GitHub Copilot, and I bet you I could do more work than 3 people combined without using an AI. It's a huge difference. Yeah? So if you don't have it installed yet, GitHub Copilot will change your life as a developer. Number 4, if you ever get errors. Now, whenever you code, especially when you're new to it, you're going to get a lot of errors. You're going to be coding some stuff. There's the famous thing of like you write some code and you put a comma in the wrong space and nothing's going to work, right? People back in the day would bang their head against the wall. Be like, why the hell isn't this code working? What's wrong with it? These days, we could do is you could take that error message that it gives you, copy paste it, put it into ChatGPT, and it will tell you how to fix it. Now, if you give it your code as well, you could give it your code and the error message. Not only will it tell you what's wrong, but it will actually fix it for you. So if you're missing that comma, it will just fix that code for you and give you here's working code. Fantastic. So instead of banging your head against the wall for hours trying to figure out why you're missing a comma or why your code isn't working for whatever reason, give it a ChatGPT. It will make your life a heck of a lot easier. Instead of spending 3 hours frustrated, you will spend 30 seconds giving it to ChatGPT and you have a working code. All right. So if you're not doing any of this stuff yet, make sure that you're doing it. This, if you're a coder, is huge, huge benefits. Yeah. And then number 5, check out our course recordings. We have a bunch of stuff in our courses that teaches you how to use AI. Some of the stuff I mentioned here today, we include that, but you'll be able to see me actually doing this stuff. If you join our classes, we do this every single Tuesday. I'm using AI to code bots live. Every Tuesday, we create a new bot. Think about this, right? Every Tuesday, we create a new strategy. I build this thing from scratch. Without AI, that would not be possible. I would not be able to move that quickly. So you could actually witness me doing this. You can learn how to do this stuff. But in general, I'm even using this stuff, so you don't even have to, right? So cool. that is some tips for using AI with programming. So if you guys are coders and you plan to code, I think these things right here will improve your life significantly. Cool, awesome. Okay, so I've been talking for a while now. Do you guys want to hear from some other people? You want to hear some case studies of some people who have taken our classes? These are a bit older case studies. I gotta update these for you guys because we have some newer ones with people like actually really like making money and doing really well. But these are some people that have gone through our classes more recently, or I guess over the past few years. Would you like to hear from them? Would you like to hear what they have to say and kind of, instead of me talking, you hear someone else talking about what we're doing? Would you like that? Okay, we got some thumbs up. Perfect. Okay, so let me show you some case studies. So here is a link to our case studies. I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like. Feel free to go through this on your own. I'm not going to go through all this stuff right now. We have a lot of them up here, and we're going to be adding in a bunch more. More recently, we've made it a lot easier to run our algorithms. As you saw, there's like that one button click thing. A lot of people are running our algorithms live. They're making lots of money. I'm going to get some reviews about that very soon, some testimonials about that soon. But you can still go through a bunch of these different strategies, a bunch of different reviews here. You could get a sense of what it's like being part of our courses, right? A lot of these people going through here, they're very happy with what they've done. We've been making them some good money. They've learned how to code. They've got some huge benefits out of it. So you can read or watch, or actually read too, because we do have some text here. You can read or watch all these different testimonials. Feel free to check it out on your own time. It's lumiwealth.com/testimonials. I'll put that in the chat. But let me play two of them for you right now. So I'm going to play you two different testimonials. I'm only play the first 2 minutes because they're a little lengthy and I want to be respectful of your time. But if you want to actually watch these things, go to that testimonials page and you can watch the whole thing. All right. But I'll play you the first 2 minutes. Okay. So here's Santayan. He is a coder. That's what he does for a living. He joined us. We taught him how to apply his coding to the world of finance. The last I heard, he was making like 400% a year using his algorithms. It's kicking ass. So he's doing really, really well. These days, you do not need to be as sophisticated as him. You can still accomplish same things that he's doing without having to code at all. But he was one of our first people that joined a while ago. He learned how to do the stuff and made a ton of money doing it, last I heard. All right. So let me play you his testimonial, and you can kind of get to know him. I'll play you the first 2 minutes, and then if you want to watch later, you can keep watching later. But let me play this for you here. All right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you chose Lumiwealth. So I am a computer science graduate and I am a software developer currently. I develop automations for my current company that I'm working for. And also I develop full stack applications, web apps and APIs, as well as for my company. What attracted me about Lumiwealth was I loved some of their resources available on YouTube, which told me right from the beginning, like what to expect from the classes. And also, I was extremely interested to learn finance and algorithmic trading. I've been trading from a Wall Street veteran like you, Robert. I mean, you have extensive experience in leading teams into this in a particular branch of finance, and I was completely. I mean, I really wanted to be a part of that as well. I really love that during the classes we'll be going to perform like 2 live projects, which would give us like real hands-on experience what we would expect in the real financial world. I mean, weekly 1-hour interactions with you and with the fellow students. I mean that is always an added advantage that we have. Unlimited discussions and help that I got during my time, especially in the Discord channel that we had, was tremendously valuable to me. And also the opportunity to book, one-on-one time with you if I get stuck. I mean, that is something that is even more valuable, and that tremendously attracted me to Uniwealth. And you don't get that in other courses or any other. I mean, even if you selected a video course, you wouldn't get all these benefits. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely people love this, the live nature of things. Thank you for that.
Exactly.
I feel like you answered a bunch of the other questions, which is great. It's great. Just talk freely, right? I guess.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. Like I said, play the first 2 minutes. If you want to keep watching this, feel free to go to our testimonials page. You can watch the whole interview that I had with him. He's building some great stuff. He's making lots of money, so you can learn a little bit about that. But let me play you another one here. This is someone I told you about a little earlier, Latoya. She joined us, didn't know how to code. She's a pharmacist. She got a job out of this. She got a promotion. She got a fantastic bot. Last I heard, she's making some good money as well. Let me show you her. So if you're kind of more in her boat, right? If you're not a coder or whatever, this is kind of what it looks like going through it in that fashion.
Hi, my name is Latoya. I took Louis Welch's live algorithmic trading course, the pre-recorded options trading course, and I'm signed up to take the machine learning and data science course later this week. I'm a pharmacist by training. I have no previous background or experience in coding. As far as finance goes, I was primarily a long-term buy and hold investor until about a year before taking the course, when I began to learn more about options and day trading. I was by no means profitable consistently in my day trades. I found that with my full-time job, there was limited time for me to get enough chart time to get better at trading, since my work hours typically overlapped with market hours for options trading. I started to see advertisements for Looney Wealth, and it was really attractive due to the ability to build algorithms to trade without constant input from me, and to be able to take some of the emotions out of trading, which was really tainting a lot of my trades. I loved the class. I was intimidated by the fact that I did not have any coding experience and was wondering whether or not I would really be able to go from zero knowledge to creating a bot within that 12-week time frame of the course. But Looney Wealth guarantees that you will be able to create a bot, or not only do they refund you, but they pay you something like $600. So I was pretty confident about that. I joined some of the free webinars before I signed up for the courses. And I also joined their free Discord community before signing up and booked a call with them to discuss the courses. So I was really impressed by the knowledge base of the instructor during the free webinars and how responsive everyone was when I asked questions during the call, and in the Discord community, they answer questions very quickly in the Discord channels. The courses also have lifetime access. So when there are updates to the course material or when there are updates to LooneyBot, which is pretty often, you continue to have access with each new version of the course. So all of that combined is ultimately what sold me on taking the course.
Okay, so that's like I said, the first 2 minutes, 2 minutes of the video. If you want to keep watching this, feel free to keep watching it. I think she talks about her bot as well, and how it's been working out with her. Lots of happy customers here. We have lots of people joined in, making good money, built some fantastic stuff. So to kind of summarize, who is this for? Who are we? Have we built this course for? It is for people who have never coded in their lives. If that's you, if you've never coded before, you can use our stuff. It's very easy. You don't need to be a coder. However, if you are a coder, if you are someone who has coded a lot, and you have, like a couple of you guys showed they had some experience in this, I think you have a field day with what we have. We give you lots of code, lots of videos on this stuff. You'll be able to build some really amazing stuff given what we give to you. So if you're a coder or you're not a coder, both cases, we can help you out. If you have $1 million to invest, right? There are people that join us that are very rich, that have a lot of money, and we help them out with that, and we help them kind of take it to the next level. But you do not have to be that. You do not have to be a millionaire. If you're someone, we've helped people run bots on accounts as small as $200, right? So you don't have to be a millionaire. So if you are a millionaire, you have $1 million plus to invest, let me know. We can actually help you out with that. We're even putting together a hedge fund. We could, I think, do a very good job with your money. But even if you're someone who doesn't have that much, if you have $200 to your name, we've done that for a bunch of people too. We've set up these accounts and they've done very well as well. Okay, so whether you're a coder, not a coder, whether you're a millionaire or just getting started, this is for you. Okay. So I've been kind of alluding to this the whole time. We have an all access plan that'll get you all of our algorithms. You get join all this stuff. You want me to tell you a little bit about this, how you can actually get involved in this stuff, get this code, start actually doing this stuff yourself? Would you like to learn about that a little bit? Okay. So here's our all access plan. This is what you get inside of our all access plan. This thing keeps growing. Our list keeps growing. We keep making this thing better and better every single year. Every single month, we're making this thing better and better. As of right now, when you join today, this is what you would get. In the future, you're going to get even more than this. But today, you're going to get access to a bunch of different courses. You get our algo trading course, you get our AI course, you get our options trading course, you get our crypto course, you get our blockchain course, our Web3 course. You get a bunch of different courses taught by an assortment of different people that are very, very good with finance and are very, very good at showing you how to do these things. You also get to join our live algo hour, which is flipping amazing. Honestly, personally, I think we should probably start charging like $1,000 a month for this thing alone. It's crazy. The things that we're inventing here are nuts. I speak to a bunch of different people about this stuff. Like there's other competitors where they like, they charge you money to get access to their algorithms, and they really only have like one thing going for them. We are inventing a new algorithm every week. Every week. Not every single week is like we invented some crazy new thing, but very, very often we create this new algorithm on Tuesday that's like revolutionary. Like if you had that one thing alone, you'd be freaking making tons of money. That's what we do on Tuesdays. We are constantly inventing new algorithms. You do not need to code. I'm the one that's coding during that session, but people come in and they basically talk about what kind of algorithms we built. We build it out, we back test it, see if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, we show how to actually integrate it and run it. Right? It's a fantastic, fantastic course. Yeah. When you join our all access plan, you also get one-on-one support. So if you ever need help with anything, we can get on a call with you. We have a bunch of people that can walk you through stuff. You also get our trading signals if you prefer to get signals instead of trading it yourself, or if you just want to see how they've been doing. Right. So here's like, for example, a couple of them. Here's our trading signals channel. You can see here, let's say, for example, our diversified leverage strategy is one of our strategies. If you take a look at this one, we started it on November 10th, and it's up 28% since then. So a 28% return since, was that November, December, January, what, 4 months, I guess, something like that, almost 4 months. Made $30,000 in this account, 28% return over 4 months. This is not even our best algorithm. This is just like a pretty basic one, to be honest with you. We have crazier ones that are doing a heck of a lot better than this. But here's one example of them. Our crazier ones I'm actually putting into our trading signals soon too. So when you join, you're going to get those signals. You're going to be able to watch them. Believe me or don't believe me, you could see this thing happening, right? You could watch this thing as it makes money. You know what I mean? It's hard to deny like actual facts of what it's doing, right? So the trading signals will give you that. I think will give you a lot more confidence. If you don't want to run these bots in your account, you could just copy them and just do what they're doing. You'll get that. Look, there's other companies in America that are selling these types of services for $30,000-$40,000 to access this type of stuff. We give this to you for a heck of a lot cheaper. So you get those trading signals as well. You also get access to our weekly office hours, which if you want help building algorithms or if you want help setting something up, whatever, you can get that as well. That's every Thursday. All right. So in other words, going through our all access plan, you'll be able to analyze your own investments using data. You'll be able to build algorithms that automatically place trades for you. You'll get an in-depth understanding of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. You'll learn how to use artificial intelligence in your investing and more. You'll also be able to get rid of, and this is just as important as things that you'll be getting from it, you're also going to be able to get rid of a bunch of things. You'll be able to get rid of expensive mistakes that can cost your life savings. I blew up my account in 2008, as I told you. We can help you avoid that. If you go through some of these things, back testing and all those different types of things, I think can really help you prevent those types of mistakes, which can be extremely expensive. It's going to also prevent you from having to search YouTube all the time, constantly trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. People are BSing you, putting together code from all over the place. We have it all in one spot. We have a community around this. We'll make this a heck of a lot easier for you and get you stuff that actually works. Okay. And also, very importantly, help you prevent you from getting scammed. There's a lot of companies out there that, you know, they'll say, invest in my crypto fund. You send them some money and then they disappear. I've seen that happen way too many times. Having my brother-in-law recently, freaking BS. I hate these people. It sucks. There's way too many scammers in the crypto arena. You give them your cash and then you try to get your money back and they'll tell you, oh, send me more money to get your money out. Nonsense, right? We don't touch your money. I don't want your money. We're not an investment fund, at least not yet. We're putting together a hedge fund. It's a different story. You know, if you have a $250,000 you want to give us, let me know and we can get you in our hedge fund. But I don't want your money. We show you how to run these algorithms. We help build this stuff. You run it yourself in your own account. You control your money, not me. Okay. That way, you're never going to get scammed by these people because you could just do it yourself. You don't have to listen to these other people telling you they'll make you a bunch of money. Just do it yourself. Run it yourself. Run it in your own account. You control your own cash. Okay. So we can help you prevent things, prevent you from getting scammed by these types of things out there that promise these crazy returns, give me your cash, and you never see it again. That's not going to happen with us because we don't take your cash. Okay. All right, cool. You're also going to save a lot of time and money going through our program. Here's what it took for me to make this for you. It took me a lot of time and effort to build this stuff for you. Believe me, it's worth a lot more than what we're selling it for because I've spent crazy amount of time doing this. And I'll be honest with you, if we ever had to go to a hedge fund or sell our stuff to someone else, I think this would be worth millions, literally. Actually, I don't think, I know, because we're literally doing a fundraising round very soon and we're valuing ourselves around $4 or $5 million, right? So this stuff is worth a lot, right? And you're going to get access to this in a much easier fashion. So what it took for me to build this, I spent 4.5 years and over $100,000 building our technology called LumiBot. That's a really sophisticated trading bot technology. You can actually access this. It's open source. You can take a look at it. It is, I think, the #1 trading bot in the world right now. You look at the competitors like Backtrader and Zipline or whatever, we're like way better than all of them. Spent a lot of time doing this and it's fantastic. So check it out if you're a coder. Spent over 500 hours creating our core class called Algo Trading or Algorithmic Trade course. Spent lots of time doing this. You know, they say 10,000 hours. We've spent more than 10,000 hours building all this stuff out for you. 500 hours specifically, probably a lot more than that actually in building out this Algo Trading course that you can go through. We're actually even re-recording it now. It's going to be fantastic. We spent over 1,000 hours, not just me, but a bunch of other people building out the rest of our classes. We have an AI class, we have a crypto class, we have a blockchain class, we have a Web3 class, all those different things. We spent that like over 1,000 hours and lots of money spent on hiring these people to build out these great classes for you. You get that as well. Spent over 1,000 hours creating, and this is probably the most important one, literally over 1,000 hours creating algorithms. We've built so many different algorithms, and some of these are freaking incredible. Honestly, if you don't sign up, that's totally up to you, but I think you're crazy not to. Just for the fact that we've built these algorithms that I swear to you, if you have any kind of stuff in your account, you're going to want to take a look at these things. You're going to want to run these things in your account because they are very, very impressive. You know, that's up to you. I think it's crazy if you don't want to get that stuff, but we've spent literally thousands of hours building this stuff, and it's really, really impressive. Also spent over $300,000 and hundreds of hours building our community. We have a really strong community of people. You join our Discord, you go into here. People are constantly talking about different things. Yeah, people are posting different things about the news. We talk about our different algorithms that we're building. Like here's our live algo hour class or community. Someone's sharing the different backtesting results that they got, and just really, really great people they can learn from and help together grow with all your investment returns. This is easily some of the best people I know of on the internet in terms of investors and ways to make you lots of money. So you get access to all that, which we spent a ton of time and money building out. It's really hard to get that many people into our group and get them to be active. So you will get that out of the class as well. All right. You know, and at this point, you might be thinking there might be a few different beliefs they have in your mind. Let me kind of address some of those. So first of all, you might be thinking that this is going to be very hard and going to take you lots of your time. It's not, it's very simple. We've made this thing super easy. I showed you as a one button click to get this thing up and running. It took us a crap load of effort, and we've really put our blood, sweat, and tears into building this stuff out. But that's so you don't have to. You could just take our stuff and run with it. You don't need to code anything. You don't need to build anything. You can just take it and use it if you want to. All right. It's really not that difficult. People think algo trading, they hear that word and they go, oh, this must be crazy, complicated stuff. It's not. You push a button, you run it. Very easy. Number two, you might think there's another scam. We want to steal your money. Again, I don't want your money. We're not an investment fund. Don't give me your cash. I don't want it. Pay us for our algorithms, pay us to access our stuff, pay us to get access to our community and our courses and our code. But I don't want your cash. You keep that at your brokerage. I don't want to touch this stuff. First of all, it's not legal for me to take it. We're not licensed for that. But second of all, you could just run our stuff in your own account, right? Like this is very far from what a lot of other things you may have seen on the internet. There's a lot of those scammers out there. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're thinking that, just because there's so many of them out there, but we're definitely not that. And furthermore, again, we don't take your cash, so there's zero probability of that, right? Another belief you might have is you might say, I'm not computer savvy, I won't be able to do this. And truth is, we've had so many people come through, people that are like in their 70s, 80 years old, they could barely friggin' use a computer. Like getting this, I can think of one person in particular, it took hours just to get him on Zoom. Hours. Literally, I spent 2 hours trying to get this guy to work with Zoom. His microphone wasn't working, his computer wasn't working, this and that and that. Like he wasn't good at, he couldn't even do that. We got him to run an algorithm. If we can get that guy to run an algorithm, I guarantee you we can get you to run an algorithm. And I bet you we could do it within 30 minutes or an hour. Much, much easier than you would think it is. Yeah? Another belief is you might be from the opposite end. You might say, oh, I'm a coder, I'm great at this stuff. You're not going to teach me anything, blah, blah. That's complete BS. We have some of the most advanced code you've ever seen in terms of algo trading. We have incredible strategies. If you join us, you're going to get some code that I think you're going to be very impressed by, and you're going to be able to use this to actually make money and trade and do things. So if you think you're an amazing coder, you're not going to get anything out of this. I think, again, we have a lot of fantastic stuff. We have one of the most advanced courses on earth when it comes to algo trading. I've actually heard people go through our courses and they said they learn more from our courses than going through Columbia University. Go figure. Yeah. So if you think that you're a coder and you're not going to get much out of it, check out our stuff. Believe me, it's very advanced. You can get a lot out of it. Okay. Another belief is you might say this is very expensive. It does cost some money. I'm not going to lie to you. It does cost some cash. It's a lot cheaper than it should be. And we're actually raising our prices very soon. We're going to put out an email probably sometime next week. They're raising prices across the board. Okay. So right now, if you want to save money, you can actually just join where we're at right now. But even if you think you're like, oh yeah, this is very expensive, the truth is it's way more expensive to screw up your investments. Okay. I told you a story about my mother. I made her literally millions of dollars doing this stuff. Quite literally millions of dollars. Yeah. A lot of people will find things on the internet and blow up their entire account. You'll lose whatever, 10, 20, 100, whatever amount of money you have in there. You can lose that too. This course is not expensive in that context. If you're talking about you could use this to make yourself millions of dollars, wouldn't it be worth you spending a couple grand right now to make millions in the future? I think that's a pretty damn good investment. Okay. So yeah, so this does cost money. It's not free, but it's a heck of a lot more expensive to screw up your investments, and you get a lot of value out of it. Another belief you might have is that you're new to investing and you want to develop your trading strategies first. Some people have said that to me. They're brand new. This is too complicated. Look, do you want to start off on the right foot or not? Right? Do you want to start off on the foot of, just trying to figure things out and press buttons and see what happens? Or would you rather have a more sophisticated approach that uses data analysis, uses AI, and actually can help you do things right the first time around? You don't need to blow up an account before you actually get successful. You could just skip that part and get right to the success part. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's a little spiel there. Would you guys like to see the details of what's inside this course? What's inside of our program? Is our all access plan. I'll go walk through each step in detail. Okay. So here again is all the different steps, all the different things included. Baron says yes. Awesome. Thank you, Baron. So again, here's everything that's included in the all access plan. And let me walk through them one by one. Okay. So first of all, you're going to get our algo trading class. It's a 12-week long class. It's going to show you how to build your own algorithms from scratch. We'll show you how to back test stuff, show you how to run our algorithms live. We're actually even reshooting this class very soon, making this thing super, super simple, making it in such a way that you don't even need to know how to code, and you can run your own trading algorithms. You can modify them, whatever. Very simple to get started, very easy way to actually start building your algorithms. And again, gets very advanced by the end of it. So you get a lot out of this, even if you are an advanced coder. Okay. Normally, and again, you also get a bunch of algorithms too. We give you a lot of algorithms with this class. Fantastic stuff that we've researched over the years. I showed you a couple of them earlier. We have so many. We have this huge library of all these. I think that's the main value, honestly, is just getting the algorithms from this class. If I was on the other side, if I was on your side, I'd just be thinking, give me these algorithms, let me run them. Because honestly, that alone, I think, could change your life for the better, dramatically for the better, actually. This course, normally the algo trading course, we sell for $3,000, $2,995 specifically. If you go to our website, here's the link. You can buy that individually. If you want to do that, by all means, go for it. Sometimes people do that, but what I'm offering to you today, our all access plan, is a heck of a lot cheaper and I think a much, much better deal overall. But if you want to, you can buy this class separately for $3,000. You'll also get, as part of our all access plan, you'll get our AI for trading class. It's a fantastic class, 8 weeks long, taught by someone who is like a boy genius. This guy learned how to code when he was 10. He went to Stanford. He went to was at Caltech, went to Berkeley. He raised like $11 million for his AI startup. He runs an AI trading company where he goes to hedge funds and he builds AI models for hedge funds. Okay. Funded $11 million by Andreessen Horowitz to do this. And he was kind enough to teach our class and show people like you exactly how he does it for these hedge funds. So you can copy his style and do it yourself. All right, so you can take this class, it's 8 weeks long. Teach you the fundamentals of machine learning and AI. It'll teach you how to use machine learning and AI to analyze stocks and crypto and all these other things. And you'll learn how to create and use your own large language models, things like ChatGPT. You'll learn how to do that stuff yourself and how to apply that towards trading. Okay. Normally, this class, it's about $3,000 again. All of our classes are pretty much 3K. If you want to buy it separately, click on this link, check it out. You'll buy it separately. But I think you're going to get a much better deal. I know you're going to get a much better deal going through our all access plan because you're getting all of this stuff, right? You get that first class, you get this one. You're also going to get our options trading class, which will show you how to make algorithms for options, right? So iron condors, butterflies, credit spreads, all that kind of stuff. You'll learn how to build that stuff in code, how to run it, how to modify it. This class is awesome. This is also the class where we built one of our amazing algorithms. It's an iron condor martingale strategy. When I saw the back test, I almost fell out of my chair. It was like 250% a year. I thought it was wrong. It's not wrong. The guy's actually doing it and making that much money in real life. And we're getting this algorithm up so that a lot, like everyone in our class can use it. This class invented that algorithm. So if you want to learn how to use options, how to use code for options trading, this is the class to take, and you'll learn a lot out of it. Yeah. Okay, so far I've said there's 3 classes inside of this all access plan. If you do the math, $2,995 for each of them. In total, that's about $9,000 in value so far, right? That's what you're going to get from this all access plan so far, okay? But there's more. You're going to get more out of it. You're also going to learn a lot of stuff about blockchain if you care about that. If you want to learn how the blockchain works from a detailed level, right? Not just, oh yeah, there's Matic and there's ADA and there's whatever, not the basic stuff. This teaches you like the intricate details of how to trade on the blockchain. We have a bunch of classes on this. So this is a crypto algorithm class. I'll show you how to make crypto trading algorithms, right? So things that will automatically buy and sell different coins and that sort of thing can do that for you. You'll learn how to do that in this class. You also get a bunch of algorithms out of it as well. You also get another course, or blockchain development course. They'll teach you how Ethereum works and how to code stuff for the Ethereum network. It's using a language called Solidity. So if you ever wanted to build things like a crypto coin or NFT, lending products, if you want to, people have built some crazy stuff using this thing. You could build like a gambling website. You could build a game where you like use stuff, all sorts of really cool things you do once you've gone through this course. you'll get that available to you as well. You also get a Web3 course, which again, people have used for similar things. People have built games out of it. People have built, gambling websites, like all that kind of stuff you can use with Web3. Very cool stuff. All these courses, they're all crypto-related courses. They're individually sold for $3,000 a pop. So if you do the math, you're getting 6 courses now, $3,000 each, comes out to about $18,000 if you want to buy the stuff separately. Okay, so if you went to a website, want to buy them separately, you'd pay $18,000, or specifically $17,970. Okay, however, you're not going to have to pay that. You're going to be able to get it from our all access plan, which we're giving away for a heck of a lot cheaper. Okay, but you're going to get that value. Another thing you're going to get is you're going to get access to our live algo hour. This is our Tuesday class, the one that I keep talking about. We are inventing the coolest friggin' algorithms I've ever seen in my life. It is insane the types of things that we're able to do in this class. Like I said, yesterday, Tuesday, we were working on an algorithm that makes 400% a year returns. You don't believe me? Check out the algorithm, sign up, take a look at it. This thing is freaking wild. It's using butterflies to trade. You're trading on the SPX using butterflies. If your butterfly doesn't work out, you do an adjustment, you turn into an iron condor. You do that every single day with 0 DTE options. When you do the math on it, when you back test it, it comes out to being about 400 to 450% a year. Insane returns. Okay? That's one example of an algorithm that we built. That's one, right? We do this stuff every week. Okay? This is the class that you guys want to be a part of. If you want to see some of the most revolutionary stuff you ever see in the investment world, join this class. It'll blow your mind. Okay? This class normally, it's part of our pro plan. We charge $250 a month for it. Like I said, we're increasing our prices soon. This will be $350 per month very soon. I'm going to increase it now because we're going to do that next week. But you're going to get this as part of the all access plan. It's included in the bundle. All right. You're also going to get one-on-one support. So if you need some help setting any of this stuff up, you're not on your own. You're going to get a lot of support. I'll jump on the phone with you, or one of our other people that works with us will jump on the phone with you and can walk you through, share your screen. We could do it for you. If you need help coding some stuff, we do that for you. If you need help installing some algorithms, we can do that for you. You're going to get a lot of one-on-one support with this plan as well. Now, normally I charge $200 an hour for my time. So if you think about it, 2 hours every month, that's $400 of value that you're getting out of this. All right. Okay, so now when you add all that up, again, it's $18,000 worth of courses. If you want to buy the stuff separately, it'd be $250 plus $400, right, per month, be $650 a month. On top of that, $18,000 if you bought the stuff separately. Okay, but wait, there's more. You're also going to get our trading signals, which I showed you over here. You can watch our algorithms run. If you don't believe the results that they're getting, well, why don't you just watch them get those results? If you think it's crazy to make such insane returns, just watch it happening. Here's one algorithm. This is actually not even our best algorithm, like I said, our diversified leverage. This thing made 28% or $28,000 in 3 months. Okay? This is not our best algorithm. Nowhere close to our best algorithm. It's one that I have my own money in, and I've doubled my money in the past year using this algorithm. Okay, but then we have ones that are even better than this. Okay, and you'll be able to go into these trading signals. You'll be able to watch them. You need some proof. You want to see how it's doing. Just watch it trade. It'll tell you when it's buying anything. It'll tell you what it owns, and then it will automatically go through all the stuff for you. Right, it will show you all the results that it's getting. Okay? So that's what you get from your trading signals. It's also on your phone to get notifications whenever it trades. So if you, I don't know, maybe you don't want to run an algorithm on your account. I don't know why you wouldn't, but some people don't. You could just copy it. You could just, oh, it's buying this. Well, let me just buy it in my account. You could do that yourself if you want to. Yeah. So that's the trading signals. Here's a bunch of little screenshots of what it looks like. I showed you already, but this is kind of, you get notifications on your phone, and we have our latest algorithms we put in there, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's the trading signals. And you're also going to get weekly office hours. I host these every Thursday. What is that? I think like 6 p.m. every 6 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. So if you need some extra help, you want to build out an algorithm, or you're stuck on something, or you need to install something on your computer, or whatever, you could join those office hours. We started calling them coaching sessions, but whatever. Point is, 3 hours every week, whatever the heck you want to do with that, right? So some people use that for coding. Some people want to use that for getting things set up on your computer, but whatever you want, you get that 3 hours with me every week, or 2 hours, sorry, every week. If you do the math, 2 hours times $200 an hour times 4 weeks is about $1,600 a month worth of value that you get out of this. So what that does is when you add that all up together, if you were to buy these things separately, you would have to pay $18,000 or $17,970 and $2,298 per month. That's how much it would cost if you bought these things individually. And to be quite honest with you, I think we should probably start charging this much because the algorithms that we're getting are freaking amazing. And I'm seeing our competitors are charging a lot more money than we are. There's one company I'm thinking about in particular. I spoke to them the other day. They charge $30,000 and $1,000 a month for their algorithms, for their strategies, and we can beat them. Okay. So to be honest with you, we should be charging this much, but we do charge a lot less. And like I said, we're raising our prices. Take it when it's available, I guess, right? But okay, cool. So that's everything that's included in this plan. That's the all access plan. Okay. Like I said, if you bought stuff separately, it'd be about $18,000 and about $2,300 a month. But we sell it for a heck of a lot less. You're going to get a much better deal out of it because we've bundled it together. We don't have to pay a lot of money to service this. We can give you these algorithms because we've already built them. So we can provide this for you at a much better value than this. Yeah. Now, I also promised you a coupon code at the beginning of class. Do you guys want to get your coupon code? It'll save you some more money. Not only are you going to get a deal because it's all bundled together, but you can also get a coupon code out of this as well, right? And again, we really got to raise our prices. I think, honestly, we're raising our prices next week. We're charging way too little for this. Here's your coupon code. It's for 20% off. I'll put into the chat. When you go through the checkout process, just put this in, and this will give you 20% off of all of our courses. So anything they sign up for, you'll get 20% off. However, this thing is going to expire tomorrow. I've only set this thing up to work for the next 24 hours. So if you sign up in the next 24 hours, so tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern is when it turns off. If you use this coupon code on our website, you'll get 20% off of anything that you buy on our website. All right. So that's my gift to you for listening to me speak for the past hour. Cool. Okay. And again, like I said, 24 hours, it expires. So make sure if you want to use it now. It's going to get you that 20% off. Okay, so now you might be wondering, how much does it cost? We've talked about a lot of stuff. I think we're giving you a crap load of value. You're going to get a lot of very good algorithms from this. You could potentially even make millions of dollars using our stuff, right? When I talked about it, all of our stuff individually would be about $18,000 individually, plus $2,300 a month. So how much are we charging? And again, these prices are going up next week. But this is how much we charge. If you want to join our all access plan, it's $5.99 per month. We also have an annual plan, which I'll tell you about in a second if you want to save more money. But it's $5.99 per month. And I give you that coupon code for 20% off. So $5.99 a month minus that 20% if you sign up in the next 24 hours. So what is that? That's like $450 a month or something. It's a steal. Honestly, a steal for what you're getting. If you want to sign up to this, here is the page. Let me put this into the chat. So you guys can click on that and click into here. Here's our all access plan. You can scroll through if you still don't know exactly what's provided in there. You can go through here and you can see all the little details of everything we have, our live algo hour, all of our different courses, our library of algorithms. Like you get access to all this like amazing benefits from here. You can scroll through and see everything I talked about today. And then we go down to the bottom of the page, you have the option to purchase. So right here, you click on this button, add to cart. It's $5.99 per month. And then you get that coupon code for an extra 20% off. So it's really like 400, I don't know, 450 or something like that per month to get access to all of our latest research, all of our courses, a lot of support, and a lot of really fantastic things here. All right, so that's $5.99 a month for that. Or if you want to save yourself, if you have more money, and a lot of people have been opting for this lately, is to get our annual plan. It's $4,995 per year. Again, you get that 20% off as well. You can use that coupon code on this too. So it's not 5,000 a year, it's more like 4,000 a year. Hell of a lot less than our competitors are charging, I'll tell you that much. Like I said, a competitor I was talking to the other day, they charge $30,000 for their stuff, and we have very similar algorithms. Actually, we have more than they do. They have like 3 or 4 algorithms. We have like 100, right? Way better deal. Really, I think we need to start charging like $20,000-$30,000 to access our stuff. Honestly, I think I'm going to start doing that soon. Just seeing what our competitors are doing, I think we're way undercharging. But yeah, the annual plan is definitely a better deal, because if you do the math, $600 a month times 12, that comes out to what? $7,200 versus $5,000 a year. So you're saving 31% already when you're getting it annually. And then you're also getting the 20% off coupon code as well. So you're only paying $4,000 a month for all of our stuff that we should be charging like, $30,000-$40,000 for. So you're getting a very good deal. If you want to join this as well, go to that same link that I gave you, the all access plan, movingwealth.com/all-course access plan, or you can even just go on our homepage and pick the all access plan. And you just go to the bottom one here. This is the $5,000 a year plan, our annual plan. Again, you click on this, you add to cart. That coupon code that I gave you, RFRWMA. If you sign up within the next 24 hours, you're going to get an additional 20% off as well, right? And that's not just on the first charge, that's on every charge. So 20% off on $600 a month. It's not just the first time, it's the next month and the month after and the month after, right? So, or for the annual plan, it's 20% off this year and next year and the year after. And I'm quite confident that when you sign up to this stuff, you're going to want to stick around for a lot longer than a year, because if our innovation keeps going the way that we're doing it right now, honestly, maybe it's crazy. I'm just thinking like, what are we going to do in the next year? It's going to be insane, because what we're doing right now already is really, really impressive. I can only imagine where our technology is going to be in a year from now. So that's $5,000 a year or $4,000 with the coupon code. And I think you're going to want to stick around for a long time, because I think we'll make you a lot more money than that, assuming you're doing things the right way. All right. So in other words, if you had to do this on your own, here's a different way of looking at it. If you had to do this on your own, let's say you said, screw you, I don't want to do your stuff, I'll figure it out on my own, right? Some people think they could do that. Good luck. But what you would have to do that is you'd have to probably spend at least like 500 hours just learning how to create algorithms. It's a lot of work. It's not easy to build this stuff. There's a lot of work that we put into building this. We've built a lot of great technology. We have a fantastic group of people doing all this stuff. I think for you to get reasonably competent at building trading algorithms, it'd probably take you something like 500 hours at least. And I'm assuming you have some coding background. Yeah. So that's one option. Another option is you could hire someone to make algorithms for you. Now, typically an algorithm developer, if you go on Upwork, they charge about $150 an hour for someone who's semi-competent, or someone who's fairly competent, $150 an hour, so a pretty average type of person. It takes something like 20 hours to build an algorithm on average, depending on how complex it is, right? Some of them are a lot more than that. Some of them are a little less, but let's say 20 hours on average to build an algorithm. So in other words, you're going to have to pay someone $3,000 to build you an algorithm. Yeah. It's almost the same price it is for 1 year with our plan. Okay. You're going to pay that for a person to build you one algorithm. Okay. Now that one algorithm could be garbage, right? We have literally built hundreds of algorithms, so we know what we're doing. We've seen ones that work. We've seen ones that don't work. I can tell you, if you came to me and said, I have an investment strategy that wants to do X, Y, and Z, I can probably tell you what's going to happen with that strategy, because I've probably built it before. We have built that many algorithms, okay? So if you're going to pay $3,000 for someone else to build an algorithm for you, good luck if this thing is actually going to work. You're realistically going to have to pay many thousands of dollars to build several different algorithms before you finally find one that actually works well. Yeah. So $3,000 a pop for an algorithm, right? Now, if you think about it, here I have 50 algorithms. We're really more like 100 algorithms that we have. Let's say 50, right? Just, whatever, because it doesn't really make a difference at some point. If you think about making 50 different algorithms, you have to hire someone else to do that. You're going to be spending $150,000 just building these algorithms, just to replicate what we have, right? And I bet you what we have is going to be even better, because we've been building this over the course of 5 years. it's not just been me, it's been everyone in our class that's teaching us how to do this. To be quite honest with you, I feel like I'm a reasonably good investor, but our class, holy shit, these people really know what they're doing. They like the reason why we have such good algorithms is because these guys come up with all these different ideas and we build it for them. And we have this whole community of all these different algorithms. It's incredible. Okay. Now, if you went off on your own and you want to do this yourself, pay a developer $150,000 to build you 50 different algorithms, I still think you wouldn't be able to keep up with what we're doing. But that is the alternative, right? And also, you know, if you were to go off on your own, you'd be spending literally thousands of dollars on mistakes too. I've gone through it. I've built algorithms. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. They screwed up, right? These mistakes can cost you literally thousands of dollars. So if you went off on your own, you'll probably spend a bunch of money too in mistakes and algorithms that malfunctioned or whatever. Those mistakes can cost you literally thousands of dollars, if not more, right? Cool. So that's if you had to do it on your own. We also have a guarantee, right? In case you're worried about this for whatever reason. No one uses this. So I don't mind. I can make this longer. Like we say 30 days. We used to have a guarantee that I even pay you money. Maybe we should even bring that back because no one actually uses this guarantee. If you're not happy for whatever reason, we'll give you your money back. You pay me whatever thousands of dollars, you know, you want to get the annual plan for 4K, you pay me, you hate it, we'll give you your money back. That doesn't happen. Most people are extremely happy with what they go through here. We've made our courses better and better over the years. We have better and better algorithms every single month. I think you're going to get a heck of a lot more value out of it than that 4K or whatever $100 a month. But again, you know, if you want your money back, 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. Just say you want your money back. I don't care the reason why. You know, you could say you hate our classes. You could say that, I don't know, you know, like you need cash to go on a vacation or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't care what your reason is. 30-day money back guarantee. We're not going to hassle you about it. We'll just give you your money back because we're that confident in our products. Okay. All right, cool. So that brings us to the end here. Here's the coupon code again. 20% off of all of our plans. Use RFRWMA at checkout. Here is the link again to go through that class. It's available on our homepage as well. You go to all access plan. Yeah, and again, it expires in 24 hours. I wanted to get like a thing that actually ticks here. I couldn't figure out how to do that in Google Sheets. But pretend this is a clock that's counting down. You have 24 hours before this coupon code goes dead and you won't be able to save 20% anymore. All right, cool. Any questions around anything we covered today, guys? Yeah, we got a chat here. Ed asks, are all these courses simultaneous at one's own pace, serial? That's a good question, Ed. We have recorded courses for you to go through, so you can go through them at your own pace. All those classes I mentioned, they're all pre-recorded, so you can watch them as you want to. We also have our Tuesday class that happens every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that is on a specific time. You would have to join at that time period. And then there's also our office hours every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So you'd have to join at that time period. So it's kind of a mix of all of them, right? We have our live classes they could join. We have our pre-recorded classes they could watch. So you have kind of a mix of all of it. If you were to go through our classes, I would strongly suggest you go through our algo trading course, which I said we're re-recording. I'm actually going to be recording it tomorrow. Brand new courses because our technology has gotten so much better since I last recorded it. So I'm re-recording that, and you're going to get some really great value out of that. I'm going to show you how to basically get your first algorithm up really easily, all that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to watch that at your own pace. And you can join us on Tuesdays, help us build new algorithms, see all the cutting edge stuff that we're doing, and you can do that there. And then, so you have another question, what brokers can we run on? That's a very good question. Not every broker allows algo trading. So we have had to pick certain types of brokers. We work with one broker called Tradier, which I think you would actually love if you do options trading. These guys, they have a $10 a month plan where, here I'll go to the pricing. They have a $10 a month plan. You pay $10 a month, you get free options trading. amazing, right? So if you're trading a bunch of options, you can get this for $10 a month. You could literally save you, depending on how much you're trading, could literally save you like $100 a month in trading fees going through this. So this is our options broker. These guys are freaking awesome. We also work with another broker called Alpaca. These guys are fantastic. They're like an API first broker. If you want to trade stocks or crypto, you go through them. They're also doing options trading soon. And then we work with like all the crypto brokers, right? Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, what else? KuCoin, BitMEX, like a bunch of different crypto brokers. If you care to trade crypto, if that's what you want to do. So yeah, so those are the brokers we work with. We can't work with all of them. People ask me all the time, do you work with Schwab? I wish. I love them. I use them as well for my discretionary trading. They don't have APIs we can connect to. So it is what it is. You'll probably have to open up a brand new brokerage account to do this. Yeah, that's the case. Oh, and interactive brokers. You ask interactive brokers? Yes, we work with interactive brokers. So that's another one that we do work with. So if you want to use IB, you could use that. And then another one, another question you have here, is the code standalone or needs to run through your portal? It's standalone. So we have an open source library called LumiBot that it uses, but that's all free. So you don't have to use, you don't have to pay us like a monthly fee or anything for a website. Like for example, if you look at Quant Connect, you know, they're sort of one of our competitors. You have to pay them every month for their servers. Like we don't do that. You can run it on your computer. If you have your own servers, you want to run this in AWS, whatever, that's your prerogative. You can take this code and do whatever you want with it. You do not have to do it through our servers. It's a good question. Yeah, it's our technology that runs this stuff is open source and our code is available to you and you can just run it on your own. Cool, great questions, Ed. They're very good questions. Do we have an MA crossover strategy already written? We have several different strategies like that, yes. Moving average crossover. Let me show you. I could probably even find one right now. We have so many of them. Crypto double EMA trending, right? That's it's not a moving average cross, but it actually no, this is crossing. This is one strategy, for example, has two different moving averages. Actually, sorry, four different moving averages, and we're looking at all four of them crossing. So in this case, for example, this one's 12 and 32. If the 12 is above the 32, and here's the 12 and 26, if the 12 is above the 26 and the 12 is above the 32, it will buy these symbols, for example, right? If you want to do a moving average crossover, you could literally just copy this code. This is available right here for you. You could modify that for, yeah, it is very cool. Like I said, we've built like everything, you know, like name a strategy. I've probably built it already. We've done so much stuff. So yeah, so if you want to, that's for crypto. If you want to modify that for stocks, sign up to a program. I'll show you how to do that. It's very simple. You just take that. You just have to change the symbols a little bit, and you can use that for your trading too. I will say though, we do have strategies that make a heck of a lot more money in that one. So if you're interested in some of our other stuff, moving average crossovers are something very simple. We have strategies that are way more impressive than that. But if you do want that, that's available to you. Sign up, you'll get that right away. You know, just send me a message. Where do I find it? I'll show you where to get it. It's also in here, right? It's in our GitHub library. We're slowly starting to migrate everything over to GitHub. So again, moving average crossover strategy, double EMA trending right there. There's the code. You sign up, I'll give you access. You download it, you'll have it on your computer in the next 5 minutes. So very cool. Thanks, Ed. Cool. Any other questions, guys? Good questions so far. Ed, I could tell you know what you're doing. It's very easy to tell that they actually know what you're talking about. Would some of these benefits be available in your pro version? Yeah, our pro plan does come with a lot of this stuff. Our pro plan does not include all these different courses. It only includes our algo trading course. It includes our Tuesday class as well. So you get to join our Tuesday class and you do get a lot of our code as well. So if you join our pro plan, you do get a lot of these benefits from our pro plan too. Right? It's just you're missing out on some things. You're missing out on a bunch of these different courses for the most part. And you're missing out on a lot of the like one-on-one support stuff. That's the difference between pro and all access. Baron says, thank you so much, Rob. I have to run to an obligation. No problem. I will sign up for one of your programs. Thank you. No problem, Baron. That sounds great. I myself am going to go out very soon. I would like to go get myself a nice steak. I'm craving a steak right now. I'm going to go to a nice steakhouse right after this. So I hope you have a good time, Baron, whatever it is that you're up to. Ed says, pretty good deal, and I appreciate you spending 2 hours. No problem, Ed. I think you are going to love our stuff. If you sign up for our things, I can show you things that will blow your mind in terms of investment returns, in terms of what we're able to do with our code. We've been doing this for a very long time. We have some really impressive things I think you'll really, really appreciate. So if you do join us, let me know. And by the way, whoever signs up for this, whether it's a pro or all access, we do a kickoff call. So whenever you do sign up, let me know. We'll set up a call with you and I'll walk you through all the stuff. So if you need help setting anything up or you're looking for anything specific, I can get that going for you. We can get that set up on your computer. So whatever it is that you're looking for, we can do that. Ed says, I'd be willing to have lower returns in exchange for smaller drawdowns. I agree with you. Let me show you, for example, one of our strategies here. This is that Condor Martingale strategy. The advantage of this strategy, and also the other one that we're working on this other butterfly strategy. The advantage of these strategies is that not only do they have high returns, but they're also very stable. So check this out. This is the back testing graph, for example, for this Condor Martingale strategy. Look at how stable that graph looks. This has a drawdown very similar to the stock market. So if you look at the max drawdown is negative 27, our strategy has a negative 30% drawdown. So it's very comparable to the stock market. You could also modify this if you want to. If you're someone who's more conservative, which it sounds like you are, you can actually modify this to take on less leverage and less risk. You can modify this to have even a lower drawdown, right? We have a bunch of different stuff that I think you'll find very, very interesting. Because you're right, it's not just about, like, people will promise these crazy returns for things. I don't like, if you're telling me you're going to make me 200% a year, but my account's going to blow up once every year, like, that's not that appealing, like, because that's you don't know when that's going to, I mean, that's still kind of good if you do the math on it, you can actually still play that well. But there's smarter ways to do it, right? So you're absolutely right. We don't just pay attention to returns, we pay attention to risks as well. I told you my story earlier about how I blew up my account when I was younger. I learned my lesson. Paying attention to risk is very important. A lot of people think that returns are the only thing. I've seen these traders on the internet. They're like, yeah, I made 1,000% return. Everyone's like, yeah, this guy's a genius. And then next year they're at zero. Like, I'm not interested in being that. I want to be the person. I want to be on the Forbes list one day. I would love to be one of those people on that list. And you don't get to be on that list if you're running strategies and investments that blow up every few years, right? You want to have something that has also not just high returns, but also very good risk profile as well. So, but anyways, when you go through our strategies, you'll see the back testing results. You'll see how they actually look, and you can make that judgment yourself. You can say, is this appropriate for you or not, right? It's pretty transparent. Like, if you learn how to read these graphs, right? I don't know how familiar you are with like a tear sheet like this, but you can make a pretty educated decision whether this is appropriate for you. Obviously, this is a back test, and it's, oh yeah, I figure. I think you said you run an investment firm or something, right? But yeah, when you go through something like this, obviously it's a back test, and it's, past results are not indicative of future, whatever the statement is. But it is quite indicative, right? Like, especially if you've back tested over a period of time and you're able to rule out that it was just a fluke, because sometimes people will back test stuff and they just change the parameters, something specific. Like, one person, this is a quintessential example of this. Someone once asked me to build an algorithm for them. It was an algorithm where you buy, curve fitting, exactly, yeah. You buy like these 3 different ETFs, and you have to hold them for exactly 257 days, and then there's this whole thing to it. And then like you modify the parameters a little bit, and it's like it goes from making 20% a year down to 5 just because it's off by 2 days. Like that's not a good algorithm. I mean, like that, then you're just fitting, right? It's just curve fitting, right? With a lot of our algorithms, we'll test this stuff out too. We'll battle test this thing, right? Like here's a martingale strategy. Well, what if we use a 14 delta? What if we use a 16 delta? What if we did a 0 DT? What if we did a 1 DT? Like you test all these things to see, like, is this thing just a fluke, or is it like something that actually has legs and has potential of turning out like this in the future? So either way, when you go through our stuff, you'll see all of our different backtesting results. You'll see our stuff running live as well in our trading signals, and you can make that decision yourself. You know, you seem like a smart person. I think you can very easily make that decision. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Any other questions? Okay, Ed says, now I got to go to another appointment. We'll consider your great offer. Thank you. No problem, Ed. Let me know. Again, coupon code 24 hours. If you want to sign up, you get 20% off. And I agree, you're going off to an appointment. I would like to go get myself a steak. All right. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you very much for your time. You guys have been lovely. This has been fantastic. Hope you guys have a great night. And if you do sign up, let me know. We'll do a kickoff call and I'll get you introduced into our whole world and get you started with everything that we've been up to. All right. Have a good night, guys.